Well, good afternoon, my friends, and welcome back. Cumberland Outdoorsman out here on my front porch with something that I saved from this past winter when I was out scouting for turkeys. I found some cocoons, and the reason I'm making this video is to show you all that, while I'm out in the woods turkey hunting or deer hunting, whatever, I always take note of the small wonders of nature. And that's the reason I'm making this video, because I wanted to share something with you. Here's one of the cocoons that I found, and I recognized it from a field guide that I'd gotten years ago, and that's this Butterflies and Moths of North America. Okay, and inside this little field guide there are most common and some not so common insects that we run into while we're out in the woods. Now, the one that I've got here is one of, if not the largest moth of North America. And here on this page 96, there it is, folks. And I'll show you in just a minute exactly what that moth looks like, and you'll instantly recognize it from the picture. But there's the cocoon, there's the larva, and then there's the adult. And if you remember from biology class or from going to science class back in school, insects go through what's called a metamorphosis, different life cycles as they develop from an egg to an adult. They go from egg to larva, and then different stages of that larval process into pupation or chrysalis, which is what butterflies are. Moths pupate, and they usually spin a cocoon, as is the case with this giant silk moth. This cocoon out here is made out of very fine silk. I did my research on this, folks. That's the reason I know about this, and it was a hobby that I had as a kid, was collecting insects, and that's the reason I recognize these cocoons from that old field guide there. And what I've got in this cage here are several cocoons. I'll open it up, and I've got an adult moth that just emerged today. So let me pan down here and I'll show you what I've got. I'll zoom in a little bit. I know this is a little bit unusual from what I normally post on my channel, but it's all about nature, and the things that we encounter in nature. Here you can see the cocoons on these twigs. Okay? And here's the moth. Let me see if I can get him to climb onto my finger here. There's that moth. Absolutely beautiful. This is the Cecropia moth. And they're common in the eastern United States, or fairly common. You don't see them very often because they fly at night, of course. But I wanted to show you that we have these huge moths flying around your yard probably without you even knowing it. This one is a male. Let's see if he'll climb onto my other hand here. Okay. There, now I can show him to you a little bit better. The males have these feathery antennae, as you can see on this example here. And those are actually sensory organs. And when the females emerge, they stay on the cocoon as they pump up their wings, and then they release a pheromone into the air, and then the males pick it up with these antennae, with these sensory organs. They pick up that pheromone and they home in on the female so that they can mate with her. Once she's fertile, she'll take flight, lay eggs, and the cycle starts over again. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you. There you can see the underside. It's pretty similar to the upper side. The upper side's probably a little darker, a little bit more red as well. They have these beautiful purple and pink eye patches at the apex of their forewings. And I wanted to keep these because I knew I was going to make a video if I could get one of these to emerge successfully. I think all of them will, because they're all alive. You know, they all have pupa in them. But since this is the first one that emerged, I thought I'd go ahead and show you this beautiful moth on the day it emerged. We'll put him back in the cage here. Let him climb up the side there. And I'll put that cocoon back in here. The reason I kept them in this cage is to keep predators away from them, like wasps and birds and other things, mice, because they'll chew into the cocoons and eat the pupa that's in there. All right. So I knew I had to protect them if I was going to make this video. Now, like I said, this is a channel about outdoor activities, you know, hunting and fishing, but sometimes I just have to stop and appreciate the little things in nature, and that's the reason I wanted to share this with you. Now, some of the other large silk moths that occur here in the United States or North America, here are some western species for you guys that live out in the western states. There's a Glover silk moth and then the Ceanothus moth. Very similar to the Cecropia. Then there's the Columbia silk moth. And then here's another very common silk moth, the Polyphemus moth, named after the one-eyed Greek giant because of these huge eye spots here on the hind wings. And then there's another very familiar silk moth that a lot of you know about, and that's this Luna moth, probably one of the most beautiful moths in the world. They have that wonderful lime green color. They're very common here. I see them out here at my porch light sometimes when I leave the light on at night on warm late spring nights or early summer nights. But there's a lot to learn, you know, and if you want to learn more about it, I'd probably suggest getting one of these field guides. This is a kind of a basic guide here, you know, but it has a lot of good information in it if you want to learn more about it. So anyway, I wanted to close out the video by saying thanks a lot for coming along, and to end the video up, here are some more photos of what I encounter when I'm out in the woods turkey hunting. There's some beautiful wildflowers that grow this time of year. I mean, just absolutely wonderful woodland flowers and some beautiful scenery. And I just took the time to take some pictures so that I could share it with my viewers. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, no matter what your outdoor pursuit happens to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember this, hit that like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So until next time, y'all take good care of yourselves and get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. I'll be seeing you.